We got another Patreon request here. This one is from Morcego 42069 on my Patreon. He asked me to review a movie that I have seen across my list, and I avoided it. It was a Patreon request, now it is, so now I can't avoid it anymore. The Human Centipede from 2009. I know what this movie is about. I know what it is about. Pretty much put it that way. I didn't know how it was going to end. And I knew it was a horror film. But on today's episode of Movie Breakdowns, we're going to review it. But before I get started, the review you want me to do, let me know. Please put in the comment section below and I get to it as best I can. Also Patreon/AliZakka for $2 a month. You get the cut in front of everybody. Get your requests out way before it comes out on YouTube and Facebook. Now, let's go and get into today's episode, 2009's horror film, The Human Centipede. And what is this movie about? Well, this movie is about two young American girls who are over in Europe. They are pretty much traveling from Germany to Berlin to other places. I think Berlin is in Germany, so I'm sorry, I had that backwards to say it like that. But they're traveling to all these places overseas. And they're going to a party, and as on their way to the party, the car breaks down. So they decide to go walk through the woods, come across this house, a very nice house, and this mad doctor decided to kidnap them and turn them into a human centipede with another person. And the doctor decided to treat them like some kind of dog in a sense and have them move like some kind of dog. And at the end by the end of it, I'm trying to figure out a way to explain this and make this sound somewhat appealing of a story. Yeah, he just transferred them to the human centipede, and you're just watching this doctor do horrible things to these people. And you're hoping that somebody will come save them, and that doesn't happen. That's the human centipede. It is. Let's talk about the things I like. I guess the editing of it, like I like the ideal of it, I guess you will say. Like, I watch Attack on Titan. I've seen horror. Like, I don't think you understand. There's a lot of horror stuff out there that I've seen where I'm like, yeah, that's messed up. That's terrifying. And this, it was just like, that's messed up and sad. Like, my reaction to this movie is sad. It is a sad movie. And the reason why, because like, you get the evil scientist who's messing with people, the evil doctor. Okay, we've seen that trope before. And he's taking these people and working on them. But there's like no reason for why he's doing it. Like, these people are not bad people. Like, the movie Devil that was made by M. Night Shyamalan Studio that I reviewed on my channel, the reason why they people were getting taken out in the elevator because they was all bad people. And I think one person wasn't a bad person, that's why they survived. But that's why they was getting taken out. In this movie, the doctor, he's not doing this to advance mankind like in other movies where you see like, I'm doing this to advance mankind. If you let me make these human centipedes, then we can find a way to find out our living situation. There's none of that going on like that. It's just like he's doing it just because he has some sick fetish and he doesn't like humans. And he literally says that. And so he drugs them. Then you have the police officers who show up out of nowhere. So writing wise, this doesn't make any sense. These are just reports who showed up. He's like, well, you can't search my place without a warrant. So they come back an hour later, get the warrant. And then for some reason, the guy has a gun at the end of the movie and he shoots one of the police officers. He shoots them both actually. The other one kills him. So the doctor dies. But then you have your main protagonist who's not really protagonist. Like, you don't know anything about these characters at all. Like, besides there's two girls who love the party and a Japanese guy who ran away from home, and he give you an exposition dump about why he's here towards the end before he dies, so he cut himself. But you don't know much about the characters, so there's nothing you can really get behind here. Like, you're not really rooting for somebody, and then you just, I have more negatives about this movie, about the storyline, the writing of it. It is purely just to watch people get tortured. Is horror porn. That's the best way I can describe this movie. It's a sad movie. The end of the movie, one of the girls is stuck between two dead people, and she can't move because she's the centerpiece of the centipede. And she was the one who was trying to escape, who had the most determination and power and will to try to get out, but she couldn't get out because the dude's a crazy guy. So he finally knocks her out and gets her to become the middle piece, and she's the one who's stuck crying between a dead man's butthole and a girl who's attached to her butthole. It's a horrible movie. It is quite tragic. It's a sad movie. Horror wise, it's not the most horrific movie I've ever seen. It's just like stupid. Yeah. The writing for this movie, like I really don't know why. And the movie's like taking itself seriously, so it's not like a movie, like a horror movie where you can kind of pick fun at it, because it's not taking, like, Sharknado is not taking itself seriously. You watch Sharknado and you're like, what the heck is this? The Human Centipede is definitely taking itself seriously, and it's just the writing of it. It's also you've seen before, but it's like no reason. It's like at the end of the movie, I got done with this, I was like, why? And I'm sad because there was no moment, like they try to fight back, but then like they didn't get far. So it's not even the fact they get seen by anybody. Don't get seen. So there's not even a moment of like, oh, they have. Well, no, actually they do get seen. They get seen by a police officer, and he shut the door and walks away. Like he's like, I'm not doing with this. And I'm like, well, that was his moment to call backup. And it's just like there's nothing you can do. It's just you're watching this person stuck, and it's just a sad movie. I would say this movie did make me feel sad. It did make me feel sad. That was it. Other than that, I was like, what's the point? Why torture? What's the point? All right, let's look at cast, billing, and director, whatnot. So the Human Centipede, which I was thankful for. This movie's an hour and 32 minutes long. I'm glad it was not 2 hours. I don't think I can really like just sit through this, just because like it wasn't really that entertaining of a movie. It dragged out a lot longer than it needs to be. Then you finally get to the Human Centipede part, and you're like, okay, well, here we are. This is happening. It is directed by Tom Six, written by Tom Six. The budget for this movie was, it's European, euros. It was 1,500,000 euros. And it grossed worldwide $325 worldwide. The cast, you have Dieter Lester, who played Laser, who played Dr. Heater. He was the psychotic doctor. Bad dude. That's all he was. Like, why is he doing it? We don't know. He's just a fetish. He did a lot of paintings around the house about like around what babies conjoined to each other. It was kind of weird, like a bunch of paintings like that, but he was a horrible person. Winter Williams, who played Lindsay, she was your main person who was trying to fight back and try to get away. She had more of talking points as far as anybody else in the movie. And also Akihiro Kitamura, who played Katsuro, he was also another dude who was fighting back. Like he was the main guy who got put into the Centipede, but he was one of the dudes who was fighting back as well. And then you have Ashlyn Yenny, who played Jenny. She was the third piece. Like she was friends with Lindsay, and it's pretty much their backstory. There's no backstory here. There's no backstory on any of these people. And a good horror movie will get you to the point where you feel like you can get behind these characters and you want to see these characters win. A bad horror movie, a bad movie in general, when you watch somebody and watch a character, you just don't care. And you're just like, the one thing I want to care about, I want to see, Dr. Heater get his comeuppance, and he did. But even then, it just felt like, okay, well, how do we make things right? And you don't. Any other thoughts? I don't remember much music. I would say the design of the Human Centipede was interesting. That was an interesting design. I just wish it wasn't done that way, but it is what it is. But it was an interesting concept. I've seen it in South Park as well. Like, I've seen this before. It's just, the real movie itself is a sad movie. Is it a Friday night movie? Nah, don't watch it on a Friday night. In grading time, I'm gonna grade the Human Centipede from the year 2009. I'm gonna give this movie a D-. This movie gets a 60% for me. Besides the Human Centipede part of it that's shocking, the rest of it is just not that entertaining. His storyline doesn't involve you as much. You're just watching this dude do horrible things to these people. But why is he doing these? Why did he select these people? He even said one dude doesn't, like, one guy he killed all kids, like, all right, dude, you're not like the other. So my guy, he do this. He went and found somebody else who was similar in hairstyle to him. But, like, why did you select these people? What was the reason behind this? Like, why? And then what was going to happen when what's it called died? Was he going to be attached to the other? Like, yeah, man. And then you bring the police in here. The police sees them, doesn't go back and get help. He just let it be, and then goes and get killed himself. After he killed Dr. Lester, Dr. Heater, and then Lindsay just stuck crying because nobody decided to call backup. Like, why? What's the point of this? The storyline is not really that much. It's really basic. The movie's a basic movie, and as far as anything new being brought to it, it's the Human Centipede aspect of it. Nothing else new comes in. Once you get over the shock value of the Human Centipede, if you already know what the Human Centipede is, once you get over that shock value, you're just kind of like, okay, cool. He had all the tropes, the person trying to get away, the doctor gets him back in. It just, you don't really care about the characters. That's probably one of the worst things about a story, when you can't get invested in what's going on. And you get that shock value, the horror part of it, but that's about it. IMDb gives this movie a 4.4 out of 10. That's an F. And Rotten Tomatoes, the audience gives the movie a 49%. Or the critics give the movie a 49%, which is a F. And the audience gives the movie a 26%, which is a super F. This movie is not that good, but you know, the Human Centipede aspect as far as horror goes, it does give you the elements of a horror movie, so you do get horror. So that's why it hits on D- for me for 60%. But, and I had emotions. I did feel sad watching. Like, at the end of it, I was just like, I'm just sad. Like, that's what I take away from the movie. It's a sad movie. It is sad. There's no anger. There's no, like watching somebody, like, hooray, yeah, or like, dang it, that bad guy got away. I want to see his comeuppance. There's none of that. It's just, I finished this movie with Winter Wallace's character stuck in between two people crying. I just felt, or Ashley C. Williams, who's going by Winter Williams, sorry. I just felt sad for her. I just felt sad. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the Human Centipede. If you've seen it, what do you think? Please put in the comment section below. Other than that, see you guys in the next episode of Movie Breakdowns, and keep being awesome. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. I really appreciate that. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. If there's a review you want me to watch or do, let me know. Please put it in the comment section below this video. Also, you want to watch the last episode of Movie Breakdowns, it's right there. Just gotta click on it and you'll be able to watch it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Love y'all, and keep being awesome.